What is going on, y'all? Travis here, back with another episode of Criminal Minds, Season 2, Episode 10. Let us get into it, shall we?
Go! Clear! We're cleared here.
Surveillance had them all going inside 45 minutes ago. Did anyone bail out on the perimeter?
All secure out here.
Boss, this isn't a meth lab.
Is that Scott McCall's mom from Teen Wolf? Melissa? Is that her name?
So why an escape tunnel?
Need to take a look at this.
Oh, y'all about to blow up?
Ochner. When? Did they raise the terror alert? Yeah, no, that's probably best. But get everybody in now. I'll be there in a minute.
What's going on?
Nothing, I just have to go to the office.
It's 6:15 and you're talking about a terror alert?
Just another day.
Bad, isn't it?
I don't know yet.
Please don't lie to me.
It might be. I may not be home tonight.
I know.
Shoot, forgot. Tomorrow is the day we scheduled to take Jack to have his pictures taken. Go ahead and take him, and I'll do my best to be there, okay?
Just come back safely.
I will. Bye. Everybody meet Agent Prentice.
I've been filling her in on protocol.
Derek Morgan.
We can make nice later. What do we know?
The DEA raided what they thought was a hardened meth lab, but they found this instead.
That could be a dispersal device for a chemical weapon.
Homeland Security is thinking Al
Is that what that
Qaeda.
is?
They're called Aliktara, literally the invention.
They are.
Do we know what the biological or chemical agent is yet?
Not yet.
DEA recovered a Nextel 2-way and managed to intercept a message.
A Nextel! I had one of those.
Our friends surprised us and eloped. We can no longer wait for the
Fair.
wedding. We can deliver our gift at the next crescent. I lived in several Middle Eastern countries.
Next crescent.
I'd have to look it up to
Next
know.
crescent moon is in 2 days.
So whatever they're attacking, it's happening in less than 48 hours.
Payment for the Nextel was linked to this man, Jind Allah.
Literally soldier of God.
That's pretty poor operational security for a sophisticated plot.
Jind Allah was captured leaving the U.S. using a forged Pakistani passport. He's been held as a ghost detainee in Guantanamo Bay ever since.
Soldier of God isn't a name.
It's most likely a name taken on for the jihad, meaning struggle. Claim it's a holy war.
Do we know his real name?
Interrogators have gotten nothing out of the guy. We do know from past intercepts that he is a recruiter. He came into this country to assemble the Omega Cell.
We have 48 hours to do what the CIA hasn't been able to manage in 2 months.
We could be looking at the first attack on our soil since 9/11.
No pressure. No pressure, guys and gals.
I think you should take Prentice with you to Guantanamo. She could be of help.
I don't know enough about her abilities.
Well, I don't know what she's capable of either, but we got to find out sooner or later.
True that.
She's the only member of the team fluent in Arabic.
Why y'all keep acting like you don't like
Yeah,
her?
but they haven't studied
You don't
behavior.
even know
Is she even ever ready back yet?
My guess is there isn't much this woman's unprepared for.
her. I like her. She seems ready to
Arlene's
go.
in 4 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Dale Turner mused, some of the best lessons are learned from past mistakes. The error of the past is the wisdom of the future.
Excuse me, sir. I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate.
Do not thank me. It's not a favor. Coming to do a job.
Wow.
You think the interrogation of
Good
Gideon
talk.
will work in time?
Interrogation's the most dynamic form of profiling.
That's not an answer. Sir.
He's been locked away in Gitmo. He doesn't know we raided the cell safe house. That's an advantage for us. Main thing is to get him talking about anything. Then his language and body movements will betray him. It's like this. You just focus on how your opponent holds his piece, how quickly, firmly he places it, and then you watch his face and body. I'll telegraph a player's strategy, his training, even his motivations.
Is that what you need us to do?
No, I need you to listen. You're fluent in Arabic. I won't know the nuances like you.
He's
Every word,
sometimes
every
he's
phrase.
just so damn dry,
Be on the
man.
lookout for
By sometimes I
subtext,
mean all the time.
ulterior meanings.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to watch for tells, nonverbals, micro-expressions. Watch him when he's comfortable and relaxed, and note the behavioral changes when he's under stress. We can establish a baseline. We'll be able to read him once I challenge his belief system. Before I can get him to give up where or how they'll attack, I'll first have to cause him to reveal something of himself. Game over.
What are you talking about?
Gitmo's runway is perpendicular to Cuban airspace. Approaching aircraft have to negotiate a last-minute 90-degree right turn in order to land. They call it the Gitmo twist.
I was winning.
Actually, he would have had you in 3.
This must have slowed you down some.
Well, enough for them to get out through the tunnel.
They must have done escape drills.
Actually, that might be that might be Rose
In a minute,
from.
man. Yeah.
Oh, I think that is.
Don't worry about it. Everything's been rendered
Rose
safe.
McCall.
Wow, these guys weren't messing around. These tubes surround what would be the explosive charge.
And this cylinder right here, it's gotta be where they put whatever bio or chem agent they plan on dispersing.
That's a happy thought.
Looks like a four-man cell.
They assimilated into the community.
Just like any other suburban gangster wannabes rolling at the mall.
Who do you think we're dealing with?
Middle Eastern males in their early 20s.
They're looking at significant targets, military installations, government buildings.
Is there real footage here?
You must be the BAU boys.
I'm Jason Gideon.
Andy Bingaman, FBI.
So you guys having a hard time getting Jindal to talk?
2 weeks ago, word got out that one of the other detainees was spilling secrets. Jandallah managed to have a 3-minute conversation with him in the shower line. That night, the other detainee committed suicide.
He's reciting the Quran from memory. He's most likely a Hafiz.
Well, 2 months of interrogation, that's all the CIA has been able to get out of him.
There are cuts and bruises under his right eye socket.
What kind of tactics are they using?
My protest about their methods has been ignored.
Let the interrogation proceed normally. I'm gonna interrupt and demand they stop harassing him.
Go ahead with phase 2 as planned.
Copy that.
You really gonna put a show on for these guys?
Not for them. For Jindal. He needs to see me as a complete contrast to what he's come to expect.
It's the best way to jumpstart him into talking. We have less than 36 hours.
Have at it.
You two ready?
Yeah, this way.
Do you understand? Every
Who the hell are you? Supervisory Special Agent Jason Gideon. It's time to show this man some respect.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Kidding me. You have orders to leave, so I can speak with this detainee alone.
Bye. Clearly what you're doing's not working.
I'm sorry for the treatment you've suffered. If you don't mind, I'd like to spend some time with you.
He stopped his recitation. He's sizing Gideon out.
If I don't mind,
I'd like to get to know you as a person, your faith, your ideology.
to what end?
Studying human behavior is what I do.
You know, if these guys are fundamentalists, you'd think they'd have Qurans.
We didn't find any of that here.
They must have at least one other location.
Ryan, Hotch,
What is it?
that looks like a list of chemicals. I'm gonna check with Garcia.
Go, doll.
I'm gonna read off a list to you. These are chemicals.
I'd like to believe we can come to a peaceful resolution of our differences.
Is that so?
Look, I don't know what you've done or what you may have planned to do. But unlike the other detainees here, you have the education, intelligence to convey the nuances of your culture. That's what interests me.
Until I don't give you what you want, you will resort to other tactics.
I swore an oath to uphold the United States Constitution, no matter where I am, no matter who I deal with.
You're sure? Garcia says this looks like a list of additives needed to weaponize anthrax.
Not the anthrax! Not the anthrax!
Could they get enough anthrax?
Are you willing to have a chat with me?
Gideon, let's chat.
Cairo.
You sure?
No, could be Yemeni, but odds are he's Egyptian.
What type of name is Gideon?
American.
I often forget that in your culture, you put your country first and your God last.
He was born and raised in Egypt. They pronounce J sounds as a G.
You don't consider yourself Egyptian as well as Muslim?
Isn't Gideon
In 2
in
minutes,
the Bible?
you know more about me than those thugs found out in 2 months.
They and I have very, very different motives and methodologies.
Your country relies on them to protect you from us.
Sometimes they're their own worst enemy.
Who is your worst enemy, Agent Gideon?
It's not a who, it's a what. Ignorance.
You're a very honest man.
And you? You must have become a Hafiz by what? Age 10?
9.
Any person with the discipline and dedication to memorize the entire Quran by age 9 must have a very serious reason to choose a life of violence.
Perhaps we are through already?
No, not at all. The sun is about to set. Mecca's in that direction. I'll have a prayer rug and water bowl sent in.
What the heck is going on here?
The NSA is routing all messages to us for language analysis. During national security emergencies, our country turns all of its satellites homeward, records all electronic traffic in the whole US of A.
Somewhere in this slew of chatter could be a shred of something that could save a whole lot of lives.
Cross-reference gift with wedding illusions.
Here's something. It rained all over the wedding. The gift is waiting in the barn.
When was that call made?
Looks like just over 2 hours ago.
Let's run the words barn and wedding through.
The wedding will now be held at Vincent's barn.
Wrap the gift for delivery.
That's not a gift I want to get.
Uncle Hodge.
Yeah, JJ.
We think we just found the cell's backup location.
A construction site in Annandale. They may have another device ready to arm.
Notify Gideon and Reed.
Okay.
Can I offer you some water?
I offered you some first. They only kept it there to show me what I could not have.
I'd like you to explain something. How can you ignore the fact that Muhammad preached passivity while he was in Mecca?
His later message from Medina was perfectly clear. When violence upon you, you must fight back with violence.
Extremists call it the verse of the sword. They argue that it cancels out earlier teachings.
Verse of the sword. It's just someone's spin on the words of the prophet. It's not even part of the Quran.
But it does say in the Quran, fight and slay the infidels wherever you find them in every stratagem of war.
Unless they repent, establish regular prayers, and practice regular charity.
Is it your intention to become a man of faith and revert to Islam?
I am a man of faith. I have repented, I pray regularly, and I practice charity. I have never committed violence against you. So how is it my faith would allow you to live and worship as you please? Yours would take my life, snuff it out.
You are simply misguided people of the book. Islam.
A billion Muslims manage to practice their faith in peace. For Allah is surely merciful.
You inquired about my childhood earlier. I will tell you that it was a happy one until a bomb fell out of the sky and leveled the bazaar that I was in. I was only 8.
Must have been horrifying.
He's opening up about himself.
We need to verify what he's saying, though.
Speak!
I'm looking for a stray bombing in a bazaar somewhere in Egypt 30 years ago. We're just trying to set a baseline for Jindalah's truthfulness.
You narrow it
I just
down
know
a
if it
little?
happened at all.
When I know, you'll know.
And when the rubble was cleared, half of my family was dead. It was on that day that I swore my life to vengeance for Allah.
And for that very reason, those holding you here can never let you leave. Your only hope is to tell me, so I can hopefully one day share your struggle with the world.
Your government won't even admit that I exist. How possibly can you tell my side of the story?
We're going silent tonight, no comms.
Let's be careful. We don't know what to expect.
Let's do it.
This place is completely empty. We missed him again.
You got Gideon, Prentice, and me.
We're at cell location number 2. No lab, no dispersal devices. We're still looking for escape tunnel.
Call us.
We're running out of time.
So getting Jindala to talk is our only chance of finding them. What are you gonna do?
Show him my hand. I'm going to give you the respect of telling you what just happened. A team of agents raided an Omega cell location. Our men are in place in Annandale as we speak. You gain nothing by remaining silent.
Jihad is forever.
Something's wrong. His hands. Gideon, something's wrong. This guy seemed relieved by what you just told him.
Excuse me.
Get everybody out of there now, now, now! Everybody out! It's a trap!
Oh.
I said out! Go!
Bitch, y'all got lucky. Gideon's ass might be dry, but he
How would
just
a
saved
terrorist
y'all.
cell get its hands on anthrax without a single lab reporting a security breach?
Garcia, is in Annandale where Morgan and Hotjar?
That's not a gas main explosion. Please pick up, please pick up.
Yeah, it's Morgan.
Garcia, can you hear me?
We saw the explosion on TV.
We lost a SWAT agent.
Oh,
Same.
God.
Girl, same.
Don't worry, don't think you're gonna get rid of me that easy.
Do you need anything?
I know
Yes.
who to call if I do. Thanks, baby girl.
They all right?
She's so
We lost a
sweet.
SWAT agent.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry about Kenny.
Me too.
Chatter was a setup. They knew we'd be listening.
They led us straight here.
Just tell me you know where to look next.
Not yet.
They're okay.
We were right about the trap. It was rigged to explode. SWAT agent was killed.
Was anthrax involved?
No.
And that's not the final target.
You look troubled, my friend.
Killed one of my men.
I was here with you.
Second location was a trap. One of my agents was killed in the explosion.
This is war. We expect casualties. Shouldn't you?
He was a good man.
If he would convert, there would be no reason for him to fear death.
What do you say to his family?
Tough shit, I guess.
I say, where were you to mourn when my son was murdered?
His son?
Did you see that? When he told the story about his childhood, the behavior changed.
Garcia couldn't find any record of a bombing during the time Jindala was a boy.
But this time when he mentioned his son, he looked at his hands like he had to concentrate to control his anger.
First story wasn't about him. It was about his son.
Which means it must have been more recent. Hey, I need you to look for a bombing again in Egypt, but this time anything in the last 10 years. We're looking for civilian casualties, an 8-year-old boy.
7 years ago, Egyptian government blamed Hezbollah. Conspiracy theories claimed it was a joint U.S.-Israeli strike that went astray. Your ghosty teenage's name is Jamal Abaza.
How about his son's name? Do you have that?
Amir Abaza, 8, killed in the blast.
All right, find out everything you can on that. I'll get back to you soon. We know his real identity.
It appears that there will be no peaceful resolution to our difficulties after all.
I haven't given up that hope. It's time for your Salat al-Ship prayers.
He
May we
about
speak
to-
again tomorrow?
He about to hit you,
You are
with
asking
it.
me?
He about to hit you with who you really are, bruh.
Tomorrow's end.
Jamal Abaza's been in the U.S. for a while.
How could the CIA not know that?
Yeah, they probably sent a request for a domestic information search.
If he was a prison imam, he must have recruited militant Islamic Society members. MIS is an atypical prison organization. They pick up an
I
amalgam
love
of
those
ethnicities.
transitions.
The Quran says,
Those that slip through the cracks, the ones that traditional groups won't accept. It's made up largely of American citizens with a reason for hating the government.
We're looking at homegrown terrorists.
the hell do you want?
The name Jamal Abaza, does it mean anything to you?
Abaza was an imam in Cairo, but he fell off the grid.
That's because when his son died, he took the jihad name.
And he's literally
He came to
right
America
here.
to recruit sleeper cells.
You're telling us that detainee in there is Jamal Abbas.
Are you familiar with the Militant Islamic Society?
They're homegrown?
We know the cell that Abaza put together has access to anthrax, but we can't find any reports of any going missing.
We have protocols we have to follow.
Really gonna allow a terrorist attack on U.S. soil because of protocol?
Fuck your
I told
protocol.
you what I learned in there because you and I have the ability to break through all the protocol and share information. Coordinate with Agent Jerome Penelope Garcia at Quantico. Please.
Think it'll work?
I don't know.
CIA's tough. They play it pretty close to the vest.
Well, if we don't all work together, more people are gonna die. A lot more.
How it goes with the CIA?
I don't know what Gideon said to them, but they are feeding me information like crazy. Hopefully not too much to interpret.
Slept well?
For the first time since I've been here. Until yesterday, I was not permitted regular prayer.
We receive comfort from our prayers.
We?
Human beings. I say something wrong?
You placed us on the same level.
Aren't we?
Here, I am thought of as less than human.
And in your jihad, I am.
Gideon, what do you really want from me?
I already told you. I want to understand you.
And if that is not possible?
That would be my loss. It's almost time for your midday prayers. May I return later?
I look forward to it.
That's a lot of praying.
Most of these tips are so new they haven't even been authenticated yet.
I would be very bad at that.
Wait a minute. Anthrax.
What?
A Dutch biotech firm.
I don't do well
reported
with
that They may have
schedules.
had a security breach involving anthrax last week. They may be missing up to 20 grams of lab-grade anthrax. Could potentially kill 250 million people.
This
He
may
seems
be
much calmer than he
missing.
was yesterday.
This might
Making
be.
your reading of his body language less accurate.
We're looking into it.
Is that what we want?
I hope so.
20 grams of anthrax can kill a quarter
Wasn't that
of
the
a
exact
billion
opposite of-
people.
He hopes so?
Ow.
We have less than 10 hours before the new crescent moon rises. Aren't you
Also,
worried?
why is it even a thing?
I've been with him long
How-
enough
Who
to
invented
trust
it?
him.
What's
Okay,
the
I can
perk?
cross-reference that with any port of entry information we have, as well as customs and immigration.
You know, it would sure be a lot easier if there was a centralization of all this information.
No one wants the other kids peeing in their sandbox. Tariq Mohammed traveled here 4 days ago under his original name, Andre Jansen. We have the address he listed on his customs form.
Thank you.
A lead
Get a name?
and an address.
How does a terrorist cell exist right here in Mayberry? Infrared scanning still shows no one inside. We're doing a soft entry.
The black pepper.
Sir, get in here!
Oh. Oh. Oh.
We have 5 deceased males in what looks to be a crude lab, all shot in the head, execution style. There's also packing and tags from 4 new backpacks.
Backpacks.
They're already on the move. We're too late.
Have you finished?
As you said, the sun has set.
I'd like you to meet a colleague of mine, Dr. Reed. May we speak?
Of course, I have a little time.
Gideon
That was a
is
joke.
like super respectful
I have all
though.
the time.
You know,
Joke.
it seems
Making progress.
for the most part.
Progress, that is true.
Seems like he genuinely tries to.
Is there no way for this thing to end?
The jihad
Put
will
himself
end
in somebody
when
else's
Allah
shoes.
wills its end.
How will you know that it is Allah's will?
When the jihad ends.
I have been lying to you.
Of course you have.
My colleague has been outside watching us as we talked on monitors, trying to figure you out.
Were you successful?
Somewhat. Your name's Jamal Abaza. Your son Amir was killed in 2003.
Or at
in a
least
bombing at the Mahfouz
he
Bazaar in
is
Cairo.
good at pretending.
Recruiting MIS members in prison by
As an
US
addition
economic
to my
policies are
previous
exploiting
comment.
third world nation, promising them a better existence with Allah.
I would say that you were more than somewhat successful.
But I did not learn where your MIS cell was going to make an anthrax attack in the U.S. at the New Crescent.
I have no knowledge of such a thing.
Yes, you do, Mr. Abaza. And there is still time. What? Are you sure?
Baker.
This just in, we go live to the site of what appears to be a terrorist attack.
Something has happened?
How could you? You choose to contort Islam into an excuse for a life of violence. You have perverted your faith to justify murder.
Now we are finally chatting.
You used your own people's faith tonight to make them dance for you. Why is it always those who profess to be the most fervent believers? They always manipulate other people to die for them.
Does your president go into battle? Or does he send your children?
Tonight, all those innocent people.
They were infidels, and they were engaged in activities that spread American policies over the entire world. Your incessant need to own things, material things. Your capitalism rests on the back of third world countries.
Those people tonight, they were innocent.
They hurt me by
Show
existing.
me the passion, Gideon.
Yes, the infidels shall fall at the hands of the righteous. And that is when the jihad will end.
You are ready to murder for
billion people. America has learned nothing from the past. You harden targets like your power plants. You leave the soft fruit for our taking. What has happened tonight will affect your economy for years. The way September 11 affected air travel. Maybe the next time a giant shopping center opens, people will think
I thought
twice
it was about to be.
before
I
going.
thought it was a
And
mall
maybe
too,
next
the way
it
he
will be
was
a
talking.
school.
Put the video feed down now, Garcia, thanks.
Has the sun not set?
No.
A shopping center. Grand opening
Got
tonight,
him.
not long after sunset. That gives you about an hour.
God help us if they don't make it.
Grand opening of the USA Mall today. I mean, it's right smack in the middle of McLean, Virginia.
Let's move.
I bet that mall's already closed now too.
Haley's supposed to take Jack to the new mall to have his portrait taken.
Well, go ahead and call her.
It's a breach of
Oh,
security.
shit.
Screw this job. You won't have a life.
Right.
I can't reach her.
Why the fuck would you go get your picture taken on the grand opening day? No way in hell.
Over here. Looks like loading dock security.
Should we evacuate?
No, let's go.
Hello, FBI. Are these all your security cameras? What's this camera here?
That's the roof.
Morgan, I've got 4 guys on the east end of the roof. What's on that side of the roof? No access doors to the mall.
Unless you're gonna go through the air vents.
Morgan, it's the air vent.
Get everybody out!
Move.
Although I guess if you panic everybody, then they would just let it out, right?
Come on! Put the devices down! Put your hands where I can see them! Go!
Bye-bye. Jesus, could you imagine? Grand opening from the roof. Shit.
Tonight foiled an apparent robbery attempt.
A robbery attempt?
Hey, in here.
Lying asses.
You're home. Did you see that there's an attempted robbery at the new mall? I'm glad I canceled Jack's photos. I just decided I wanted you to be there. It's better if we do it as a family.
Oh.
Is everything okay?
Everything's perfect.
Y'all be fibbing to us when shit goes down. That's what that just
Ralph
told
Waldo
me.
Emerson said,
Y'all be fibbing.
in order to learn the important lessons in life, one must each day surmount a fear.
When did you know you were going to have to trick him?
First time I talked to him, well, I realized he was too smart
He's
to
a
have
good
been the
actor.
next telephone register.
He's
to
dry,
accidentally.
but he's good. He's good at it.
He drew us. He wanted our presence in Gitmo to confirm that he was successful.
And that's when you started moving up the time of his prayer.
If I'd used an actual clock, he might have caught on.
It was all a chess game.
We won this round, but you heard him. Jihad never ends. Mate.
I quit. Yield, surrender, capitulate. I'm gonna take a nap.
Prentice.
Sir?
You play.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
You might be, that might mean you're in. If you get to play, that might mean you're in. You're one of the, you belong now. That episode for me was kind of okay. I appreciate like the slow build with like the interviewing with Gideon and the guy. Like, I do appreciate the episode. I do think it was a good episode. I just don't know like if it's one I would go back and watch. It wasn't like super exciting until like the end there, but it was interesting. It was pretty cool. It was kind of like fillery, I would say. But I think maybe I'm spoiled because I feel like the last episode was fucking awesome from what I remember. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what comes up next though. Never know what you're gonna get with this show. Let me know what y'all thought about this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.